Everybody, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am Tammy. You are here on Tammy Talks, where we talk TV, pop culture, and everything else in between. So let's get to it, y'all. Before we get started, a huge thank you to everybody that rocked with me last week. There were almost 500 of y'all that checked out the channel. Or should I say, checked out the video. So that means if you are back from last week and you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I would love to wake up tomorrow and be at 900 subscribers. We're super, super close. So, I mean, I'm not even asking that much of y'all. On top of that, I'm fun, right? Yeah, y'all enjoy the content. But for real though, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. As always, on like I said on all my videos, jump down into the comment section so we can talk about it, and let's get into it, y'all. So we are here to talk Insecure season 5, episode 2, growth. Okay. This episode to me was kind of chaotic. And what I mean by that is it seemed very, very fast paced. I feel like how can I explain it? I feel like the scenes were very choppy. It was like this scene ended, swoop, next scene, shoot, next scene, swoop. It didn't seem to like flow. The transitions like weren't there for me this episode, but I know that they're probably going to build up to a very pivotal moment in the show, in the series. So I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna sit back and chill with it. So let's get into tonight's episode though. So we start off with a montage of like Issa's calendar, and we see all these meetings being booked and all these different things that she has planned. We see her apartment, like the furniture is changed. I'm presuming because she got a little bit of money. So the furniture is changed. We see her laptop moving different places on the table, which shows that she is working every day. She is putting in work for Black, which we know is her. It's like an event planning, pretty much an event planning promotional company. So we then see that they skip ahead 1 year. And I was like, a year? Okay. All right. So we skip ahead a year, and the only people in this episode are Molly and Issa. So no Tiffany, no Lawrence, no Kelly. So we see that we see that Molly has taken out her weave for, I'm presuming the final season, and she's rocking her short haircut that Yvonne typically wears. Um, Molly is in a meeting at her law firm, and they're asking that one lawyer, the one black, well, I think she's at the black law firm now, that one lawyer that she did not like vibe with at all last season. He's asking if anybody would like to spearhead a project. She immediately, volunteers herself. And then we see her text Issa if she wants to go get pasta tonight. So it seems that they're still on good terms, which is, for now, which is good. Issa responds back to her. And we see that Issa is outside of like a book signing that I'm assuming that her company, her brand is helping to promote. This woman comes out and is thanking Issa for like all the dope events she's been putting on, and says that Issa has changed her life. And Issa's like, okay, dope. And then the woman stares at her very creepily. And Issa, because Issa's awkward, Issa's creeped out too. And I was like, where the fuck is this going? So then we see Issa meets up with Nathan, who is back for the final season, at his barbershop. And Nathan is telling her, Nathan and his another barber that works there, they're saying how they want to they want to plan an event, and they want Issa to help out. And they're kind of like wondering, like, what do we have to do, like, to pay and whatever for you to, to book you to do this event. And Issa was like, I just want to be fed. Like, that's the only perk that she wants. So Nathan and Issa go out, and the two of them have like, they go and grab something to eat, and they're just kind of talking, casual conversation. And then suddenly, they're talking about different locations. And Issa's like, it's a bunch of different locations you can go to. You can do this, a church. And Nathan was like, this is going to be real unholy, but I would definitely check out the other two events. So they're having a nice, chill conversation. The little cafe that they're in, the lights get dim and it turns into date night. And then the camera focuses in on a couple that is like knee deep and kissing, and it's like, oh, it's so much PDA. It's so much in public. So Nathan and Issa were just kind of like, oh, okay, this turned into, okay, they're setting the vibe here. So Issa asks Nathan, like, what is he up to later that night? Does he have plans? And you can tell that Issa, like, quickly, not got in a mood, but she was, like, asking for a reason. You know what I mean? And Nathan tells her that he has plans downtown. And Issa was like, are those kind of plans? And she nods at the couple that's kissing. Nathan does not answer. I took that to mean yes. And then he asked her what is she up to, and she said that it's Freaky Friday, so she's watching Any Given Sunday with Molly. And I said, oh, Issa. Okay, girl. So then we see Molly is at her parents' house. I think I skipped a scene. Oh, so Molly actually comes over to Issa's. And the two of them are like watching TV. Molly is tired from work and she's falling asleep. And then we see that both of them go get in bed together. And I'm assuming their Freaky Friday is just like a little sleepover girls' night that they have together. And then they have some banter, about how Issa got Molly her own pillow because she often stays the night. Yada, yada, yada. So then we have Molly, who's at her parents' house because I guess her parents, I'm assuming they're moving, so they need to start setting up to have an estate sale. I think it was a baby shower because we saw the typical Burberry plaid shirt baby shower shirt that men typically wear. But it could just be like a barbecue or something her parents were having. So Molly is asking her parents, like, did y'all set this up, whatever? Her mama hands her a yellow piece of paper. It was like, Mom, jewelry, Dad, this. And Molly was like, no, this is not how you do an estate sale. So she's like getting ready to get into her parents about that. And a young man comes up Herbert, okay? Herbert was a deacon in the church at 15. I said, a deacon at 15? Herbert been saved, okay? With no backsliding through his teenage years. That is hilarious. And Molly, like, immediately figured out that Herbert was there because her mom tried to set him up with her. And Herbert said that he reworks trap music for the Lord. And I said, okay, Herbert. Okay. So Molly follows her mom in the house and it's like, I don't need to be set up. And her mom is like, well, I figure if I set you up with somebody now, you'll date for a year. It'll be another year or so before you get married. Your dad will be old. He's going to be in a wheelchair, have to push you down the aisle. I said, well, that went from 0 to a trillion quick. That was quite the escalation, Mama Molly. Oh my God, I cannot believe, but like, that's what parents do. My brother got married, and I kid you not, at his reception, people were asking me, so are you next? So you next, you're up next, right? And it's like, let's celebrate who we here for. So, Molly kind of asked her mom, like, what would we even have in common? Why would you think to set me up with Herbert? And her mother said, well, Herbert plays the organ and you like music. I said, and that's all we need. We both like music, so we should be set up together, right? Okay. So then we see Issa meeting with a brand. I think she's meeting with that water brand, trying to get a sponsorship for Crenshaw, who is like a local fashion designer for his fashion show. And they show, like, I guess, clips of what he's done before, and the white execs were not feeling the lowriders, the use of nigga a million times, some of the more ethnic parts of his show, the men playing the drums on like buckets, they weren't with it. So they kind of tell her, we have a certain market that we need to roll with. If you can cut this section, this section, this section, we can work with it. So Issa is kind of like, okay. So she is meeting up with Molly. She's at Molly's house. And as she walks in, she's on the phone with Nathan. And she tells him, you better carpe that DM. Then in true Issa fashion, it's like, I don't know what that means. So Molly is like, wow, like that's big of you that y'all are able to still be friends. I could never be friends, with somebody that I've been messing with or sleeping with or whatever. And we know that's because Molly's relationships have all ended terribly because she has been insufferable to date in the past. So Issa tells her, well, he has a bevy of bitches. He's out probably with somebody right now. And then she was like, what's a bevy? Is it seven? It's seven. So then Lisa says she bit her tongue a bevy of times a day. And one of the best things about Insecure is like the random banter that's actually in between like meaningful conversations to the show. And what I mean by meaningful conversation, I'm talking about like the stuff that we actually need to focus on, the stuff that's moving the plot forward. So I love when Issa, whether it's impromptu or not, I love the like random stuff that the cast says that is kind of like, okay, that fits your personality, that you would say that. It wasn't necessary to the show, but like it was necessary to the script. So they are talking, they sit down, they have dinner, and Molly tells Issa that her mom was like texting her about Herbert again. And Issa was like, he can't be that bad. So Molly shows Issa a picture, and Issa was like, oh, his daddy cute. Show me him. Show me him. Show me Herbert. And I was like, I was like, I swear I laughed so often, so many times while I watched this show. So we see Molly is sitting down and she is going through her dating profile, trying to get back out there. And I'm assuming she's going to update her profile picture because she does have her weave in. So she wants to update her picture. And she's looking at what it says, what type of man she's looking for. And I think it says something like, make six figures, you have at least 1 degree, but 2 is preferred, no kids, was in capital letters. And it was all this like super rigid stuff that they played all these flashbacks of all the men that Molly has like passed up on because they didn't fit this like box. This like perfect box that she drew of what she envisions her ideal man to be with. Or to be. And then the next question is, what is dating you like? And they do the flashback on that one, and Lord, it brought up some scenes from the first 4 seasons that we all were like, the scene where people are saying she overreacts. She takes things too serious, that she's insufferable. I think it was Jadena that said that she just needed a win. That's the only reason he was out with her. Like, it was so much stuff, and it was like, oh, Molly. Molly has had a rough time at dating, and it's not because she isn't pretty or educated or anything like that. Like, her personality is just low-key trash. So we see her like look deflated because it's like, damn, I really am like, this is why I'm single. That's kind of what she was like thinking. This is why I'm single, because of this. So we see Issa, Molly gives her advice the night before when Issa was talking about how working with that water brand is not really vibing with what they want Crenshaw to be. So Molly suggested that she meet up with, I knew I skipped the scene. I'm sorry, y'all. Issa actually met up with... Nope, I'm right. Excuse me, y'all. I don't edit stuff out, so it's going to be in here. So Molly suggested Issa that she meet up with one of the younger execs to kind of talk about what they should do. So Issa met up with, I didn't catch her name, but they go out for like these fat ass steak dinners to or breakfast, I should say, so they can talk. Issa thinks that she's going to be able to like really sell Crenshaw and not have to cut anything out, or try to decide how she can better sell him so that he can get that sponsorship deal that he wants. from the water company. They see another plate get set down, and it is one of the white execs. Issa had no idea he was coming. The other girl was probably trying to, cover her ass when it came to her job. And she was like, "You said you had a problem. I thought we all should be here." And Issa was like, "Hey," which is probably something I would have did, because it's like, I didn't expect you to be here. I wasn't prepared for you to be here. So they kind of have like a little sidebar, and they agree that if he cuts these whatever scenes, that we can work with him. So Issa goes to meet with Crenshaw, who's played by Kofi Cerebro, and she kind of tells him they want you, but they need you to cut out this, this, and this. And some of those parts that he wants to cut out, that they want him to cut out, he feels are like the most important to the show. Like, that's basically the essence of what his clothing line and his fashions are about. But Issa's able to, talk to him and kind of be like, "This is really good for you. Sometimes we have to bend to whatever. So he agrees to do it. I see Issa stays with a Telfar bag, don't she? For Issa, I'm gonna say this. For Issa on the show, Issa D, to be kind of at one point broken and not it, she sure been rocking some Telfar. So we see Molly calling and apologizing to her mother, which again, growth for Molly. Telling her that she knew that she was kind of aggressive and kind of a bit much when it came to talking about the estate sale, and she knows that how she can be. She wants to apologize for that. And her mom was like, "No, I need to, take this next step, and I'm going to call the estate planner first thing in the morning, and then you should call Herbert." And Molly was like, "I got to go, Ma. Gotta go. So we see Issa at the event, and everything looks really good. Everything looks really put together. We see Molly come, because Molly is now the uber supportive friend. I thought it was kind of odd that Kelly and Tiffany weren't there. Where was Issa's brother? I want her brothers to show up before this season ends. But Molly comes and she's telling Issa how great it looks, and then Molly comes in with a bottle of Dasani water, and Issa was like, "Girl, this is a water event. Like, you can't have that here." So we see Issa's assistant comes over and does like the metal detector wand over Molly, and Molly was like, "She really think I brought a gun to your event?" And Issa was like, "But you did." So we then see that same heifer that had her like small YouTube or her small blog that interviewed Issa at her first event. She comes and it's like, "So I see things have changed, and you took my notes and stuff like that." And Issa don't really want to talk to her, but while she's doing the interview, her assistant is like, "I need you to come over here, like it's an issue." And she has the damn cameraman paying to see, and Issa was like, "No, that's just something we do when things are going good. We get it." And I'm like, Issa makes everything 1,000% more awkward than it needs to be. Just tell that woman, "My assistant needs me for something, and go on over there and handle your business." You don't have to explain what you're going over there to talk to her about. So Issa goes over to talk to her assistant, who tells her that there's an issue with Crenshaw. Now, I was thinking that he didn't show up. That's what I thought. I was like, "Oh man, he didn't show up at all because he didn't want to cut anything out." So she goes in, and we see the lowriders and the lowrider bikes and the drums and all this stuff. All the stuff that Issa told him he couldn't have. And she gets into it with Crenshaw, and she was like, "Why are you doing this? Like, why wouldn't you tell me we're a team?" And he goes in and it's like, "Well, I'm not a sellout, and this is what I want to do for my brand, and this is what I fits into it." And Issa, like, he basically calls Issa a sellout. Calls her a sellout, and it's kind of saying, like, he's going to do what he feels best, represents him, get with it or get out, basically. So Issa is on the sideline standing with Molly, and Molly was like, "It looks okay." The first part of the show is fine. The lights go out. All you hear is basically nigga, 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 nigga. The lowriders come out, the drums come out. They're all up in between the aisles, and the fashion show was dope. Like I think it all came together super, 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 super well. And Issa is kind of feeling like, man, like this is it. I'll never get booked. Won't be able to get more sponsorships for people. But come to find out, the white exec, he loved it. He said that he's glad that she pushed him to do it, that they didn't cut anything from the show, because sometimes you, like when you're a newer company, which I think they are, the water company, and it's like sometimes when you are a newer company, you kind of lose sight of like taking chances on things. So he tells her to, give him a call. They'll be in touch in case, there's other things that, she wants funding for or sponsorships, whatever the case. So it actually works out well. And then Issa and Crenshaw locks eyes, and he kind of like side eyes her. And it's like, I'm assuming they become friends because I think Kofi is in a few more episodes. But as usual, Issa has this amazing night, but she always has this feeling of like deflation that's always over her face, where it's like, oh, I thought it was good, but you know what I mean? So she texts Nathan, asks if he wants to meet for a drink. They're at her apartment, and they're sitting outside, and Issa's tired because, she's been ripping and running all day. And she's like falling asleep. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because you are falling asleep. You're tired. It's cool. And she's like, no, why don't you stay the night? And he was like, okay. Because it was like sudden and kind of awkward. So they're in bed and they start kissing. And y'all, Issa sobbed into that man's mouth. And I was like, at first I thought she was laughing. I said, oh shit, she is crying. So she starts sobbing in his mouth. And he is like, what's wrong? And she tells him that she's just not ready. And that's when, like, she kind of realizes she's still not over Lawrence. She's not ready to start dating again because she's still mourning this relationship that she thought was going to be like the end all be all for her. Because, her and Lawrence were together for so many years. Issa cheated. They broke up. And then they ended up getting back together like the last 2 or 3 episodes. And it was great for them until Lawrence found out that Condola was pregnant. So Issa just kind of realized that she's not ready to date. And Nathan just kind of holds her, and then we hear a door slam and a car drive off, and Nathan got up and left in the middle of the night. And I was like, damn, I thought y'all were at least friends. You couldn't at least just stay the night and go to sleep? But I guess. So that was Insecure Season 5, Episode 2, Growth. Okay? If you guys enjoyed the review and you rocked with me all the way to the end, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up the video on your way out, and let's talk about it down below in the comments. Do we think Issa and Molly are going to make it? And by make it, I mean, is this the calm before the storm with them? What do we think is going to be the outcome with Nathan? Is Issa going to be mad that Nathan left her? Is Nathan going to feel a way that, I won't say she led him on, but she kind of led him on? Is Black going to blow up? Boom! Bigger than it already is. Let me know. Talk to you guys next week.